Traditional probation reporting would be where the offender would come into the probation office, report to see their offender manager, and they would be seen in isolation. So we would just see them, and the offender manager would work with them on a piece of work that's scheduled for that week, and then they would leave again. This environment's very different in that it doesn't have the probation label as such. It's a more open environment where our clients come when they're at a stage in their order where they are stable but need access to services to help them reintegrate successfully and have a successful positive future following their order. So there's more of an exit strategy for them. It's more of an open environment where they can spend time. They don't have to come in, do a specific piece of work and go again. They can access all sorts of different services whilst they're here. So we take into consideration what else is going on in their lives. It's not just about that individual client, it's about their family and what's going on for them, and can we offer any support or access any agencies for their wider family.
It's really, really positive. They turn around and say it's a more relaxed atmosphere. They see us in a different light as well. But if they need to speak to any of the probation staff, they know that they can pull us to one side and have a serious conversation with us about any issues going on at home that they don't feel that they can divulge to the volunteer. But otherwise, it's a really positive response.
But coming here, it's less formal. There's a little bit more sort of tendency to open up perhaps a little bit more, because you're hearing things going on around you, you're listening to different people, what problems they're having, and sometimes you realise you're not on your own with the problems that you've got. So you strike up conversation with different people, and just by sort of sharing experiences and whatever, it helps. And obviously you can get signposted to different supports. So yeah, I much prefer to come to this environment.
We're currently working in an environment where we've got reduced resources, but an increased number of clients coming through our services. So we need to think more strategically about how we can maximise our resources, but still have a high impact in terms of outcomes for our client group. So this helps in that it's a kind of one-stop shop approach where people can drop in. We're not having to schedule in an hour slot per day for an offender to see an offender manager. They can come in, they can see their offender manager, but they can also access all of those resources that the offender manager, it would take them quite a bit of time out of their day to source and to support them with. We have volunteers here and mentors who can do that extra bit that we wouldn't otherwise be able to resource.
We definitely meet more people through the reporting centre. It's a lot more informal sort of setting. People just come along for a cup of tea and a chat, and it is really about just getting a conversation with somebody. Certainly for our project Changing the Record, which is about getting people into volunteering, it's just a nice way to get chatting to people. So there's no threat there, there's nothing mandatory about it. You just get chatting to people, and hopefully if they find that they're not doing anything with their time, then that's a great way to sort of get them thinking about volunteering and hopefully get a follow-up appointment from it. But we've got a very high referral rate from coming here every week, so it's definitely beneficial to us as an organisation.
It's the change, the way that we're working, and we're bringing in volunteers to help us in order for us to focus on other lines of work. Their work is greatly appreciated by ourselves within the centre and the clients as well, because time can be spent with them without them feeling rushed. So the volunteers are a huge resource for us.
There's much more going on. You're not isolated. You realise that the problems you're having, other people are having as well. And obviously probation, for me, fantastic in helping you deal with your problems, whatever they may be. I'd be absolutely snookered without probation.